And action. So this is Eric with lobocomservices.com coming at you with another Microsoft Access tutorial video. This part of our video, we're kind of continuing our uh, the previous video, which was using Access Datasheet View. So this one is going to be Access Datasheet View Part 2 or Mod 2. It's a 2.0. Anyway, we're looking at how to sort values, how to filter values, and how to copy values, and primarily in the context of an Access data sheet, because well, that's what we're doing. And actually, we're going to insert a field into here as well. So here we have a data sheet. Of course, this comes from our famous Northwind data sheet. A few things I want to point out in the, hopefully you watched the previous video, but okay, let's say want to go ahead and add a field pretty much in between here and here, between company name and contact name, and copy, because that's kind of tricky. If you're compared it with Excel. It didn't work the same way. So let's say company name, contact name, we're inserting a field. I press the insert key. I press the home key instead. I press the insert key on my keyboard, and I'm inserting a field in between both of these. And I'm doing it in design view. I always like to insert fields in design view. It's just easier that way. And this is kind of your skeleton view, and I would recommend that you should do the same thing. Insert your fields in the design view, and you could do it in Datasheet view, but it's cumbersome. So use this. And okay, so company name, and let's say company, and then I'm gonna call it 2, and I'm going to do that, and then this copy of it. It's a pretty sophisticated copy of it. And yes, I'm going to save it changes, and then notice I have another field, and my prior attempt at this, I messed up the column. Whenever you do you move around these columns, you make a mess out of them. So Datasheet view. Okay, this is where I want it. Whenever I filter, or I'm sorry, I freeze panes, I'm messing up my column views, and I move around columns in my Datasheet view. This is my my cosmetic view, because it really doesn't change any structural stuff. It's like getting a scratch on your skin. Okay, well, you don't want to see that either. I think you'll like that. Well, maybe not. Okay. So copying, we can copy one value, copying one value down. Okay, we highlight it and copy that. Okay, I'm using my mouse, my arrow keys to go around the data sheet. I want to copy this down. I can't autofill like an Excel. And if I notice this is kind of interesting. Okay, if I highlight a bunch of columns, and let's say if it was in Excel, I would paste into those cells right there. Well, here in Access, I'm only going to do one. I'm only pasting into one. So those are Excel Access differences. And also, if I was to select these cells right here, And okay, I want to copy these particular companies and put them into company 2, my other field. If I press Control V, I'm just copying one value. I don't know what DRC1 is, something on my keyboard. But I'm gonna paste it, and you see it just, it's very weird. So okay, so if I was to select the first one with the fat cross, notice how I different variations of my cross here. I have my insertion point on my fat cross. Insertion point allows me to insert one thing, say taqueria. If I insertion point taqueria, okay, if I want it, I can insert the whole thing. I can use my fat cross. Press shift. My keystrokes for this is shift and down arrow. If I want to select these values right here and paste them into company 2, if I select the first cell, it's only going to paste into that cell. I have to select all the cells I want to paste into. I can select more, and then of course pasting these records. And yes, I want to save the changes here. So here I'm at, in Excel, you would select the first cell and then copy down. It would paste it all the way down. In Access, you actually have to select the cells you want to paste into and then press Enter. And then you're pasting into those cells. So that's a little trick with Access you have to get used to. Okay, and it works on forms or forms and queries the same way. Okay, now, so let's say sorting and filtering. Sorting and filtering. If I'm sorting something, it's going to sort by the first first letter of the name. So these contact names, I want to sort A to Z. I just go into the field, and I'm sorting A to Z. If I'm sorting on my cities, click on the city, in the city field, or right click, I choose sort A to Z. I can also sort by the postal codes. Okay, I can do this with anything, but now if I go into here, I can do ascending. And then I have remove sort. Okay, by default, your default sort is on the primary key field. So it's on, this is my primary key. If I look in the look at design view, notice I have my key here. Okay, primary key. So that's my primary sort. And yes. Okay. Filtering is kind of interesting. Let's say I want to filter for anybody with the name of Alexander. Okay, I could right click and notice all these different filters. I can begin with Alexander. Does not begin with Alexander. Contains Alexander. Does not contain Alexander. So based on your selection, I can say, okay, what contains Alexander? Well, there's only one that contains Alexander. So that's my broadest choice right there. Janine. Okay, begins with Janine. I think this is the only one that begins with Janine. So if it's anybody in Mexico, right click, and I get to move my face out of the way. right click, begins with Mexico. Okay. So I get in my 5 records because they belong to Mexico. Notice that in the filter area up here, we have toggle filter. Okay, here's the same thing as right clicking. Contains cork. And yeah, because that's my city. Worse. Worse. The same as right clicking. Advanced. Okay, filter by form. I can filter it like a form. And let's say like Mexico. And I press enter and nothing happens. Like Barcelona. So I select that and toggle filter and it selects. So enter doesn't work. Make sure that when you do the filter by form, you select toggle filter because toggle filter toggle on off. So you filter, you don't filter. And again, this works in VBA as well. So that is, oh, and make sure that, okay, spell check. Last thing in this real quick, click up here in spelling if you want to spell check your data. Make sure you don't have spellings, spelling, it checks it all for you. And, well, here I'm comparing with English, so a lot of these are going to be misspelled. Ignore, I can lose that, ignore Brazil. I could change this to, let's say I want to change it. Emparedados. Okay, ignore helados, ignore all, like that. And so on and so forth. So you get the point. They be kind of time consuming. All right. So hopefully I give you a good idea of how to filter, how to sort, how to copy, and how to go about doing spell check. Thanks for your attention. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below. Make sure you like the video if you got value from it. And I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.